Shalom Israel.
Shalom, shalom.
We got the I.S.U.P.K. Oh, okay. Shalom Israel Majum. This is the Sabath service. We're going to go ahead and start off with the prayers.
No. He has a little horn.
Yeah, he's been watching me. He watching me. Let it go.
All right.
Call first man.
All right. Calling the first man up.
State your register.
State your registry.
Abaria, Banya Howda, Banya Sha'ala.
Abaria, Banya Howda, Banya Sha'ala.
Yabashim Yao Shab Rakatham.
Yahbashim Yashab Rakatah.
Cause,
Gotcha.
no guys do that.
La Yashala to Israel.
All right.
Clark Hagedon,
Al-Fakwadam.
we face
Face the east. We're going to recite the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Qadash.
Qadash.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwatka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Ayah. I.S.U.P.K. Baharatazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Lathan. Lanawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawafinawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawafinawa. Wala'ah. Tabashanawa. Tabayanawa. Banasayawan. Abal. Hawashanawa. Mayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahatapara. La'awalamya. Aman. It's the Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Prayer for the power in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Yahawashi.
Babakashah.
Lathan.
Lanawa.
Hakat. La'pa'ah. Ka'makala. Waka'awadawa. Hakat. Latahar. Hamatarayim. Hakat. Lahakwium. Hamathium. Hakat. Al-Rakawah. Hamata'ala. Lagarishan. Bahashim. Yahawashi. Tuwada. Aman. Let's pray for the power in English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahawashi. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of diseases. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahawashi. Thank you. So be it.
All right, this is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew.
It's like it. Barack, can you stand guard for me? Throw out. Okay, go ahead. It's like it.
No sweat. This is Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Al-Ha'aranyam.
Mahayan.
Yaba'ah.
Azariah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. I.S.U.P.K.
Shamayam.
Baharatazah. Al-Yathan. Labawat. Regalia. Al-Yanawam.
Shamaraka.
Ana. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamaraka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al-Yak. Yamyanka.
Yawawam.
Yawawam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaha.
Yakata.
Salaki. Yakaka.
Yakata.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayawa.
Balayawa.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makau.
Makau.
Ra.
Ra.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Ah. Lapashka.
Lapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazaka.
Tazarika.
Waba Wa'aka.
Wabuaka.
Matha.
Mata.
Wa'ai.
Wa'ai.
Awalum.
Awalum. It's like Napash. Relieve Officer Baraki Allen for me, the standing post. Salaki Ottawa. This is the Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From which cometh my help.
From which cometh my help.
My help coming from Yahweh.
Your help comes from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold.
Behold.
He that keepeth Israel.
He that keepeth Israel.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forward.
This time forth.
And even evermore.
And even evermore.
All right, this is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Tam Yalaka.
Al-Tam Yalaka.
Al-Takarash.
Al-Takarash.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Tashakwat.
Tashakwat.
Al.
Al.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Wabaya'aka.
Wabiyaaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawam.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ira Yaw. Ya'ra'ai Yawam.
Yahweh Yawam.
Sawadah.
Sawadah.
Wayatha.
Wayatha.
Ya'atazawa.
Ya'atazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Mawar.
Al-Mawar.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Manakakidam.
Wanakakadam.
Magayowa.
Wagayula.
Wala'ai Yazakar.
Wala'ai Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Shem Yasha'ala.
Awadah.
Awadah.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'ai Tazawa.
Nawai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Lakadwa.
Lakadwa.
Auyuka.
Aurika.
Barak.
Barak.
Yakarathwa.
Yakarathwa.
Auyaha.
Auya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashama.
Wayashimai.
Auyawam.
Auyawam.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wahagariam.
Wahagariam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'aimawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wa'amalak.
Halashah.
Palashah.
I'm Yashabia.
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gum Ashawar.
Gamashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zerawai.
Zerawai.
Labanya Yawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Selah.
Selah.
Aishalaham.
Aishalaham.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kasaya Sara'ah.
Kayabian.
Kayabian.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kayashwan.
Kayashwan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Ba'ayan. Ba'ara.
Bayan Dara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Layadama.
Laidadma.
Sayathamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nadayab.
Nadayab.
Mawa.
Mawa.
Kaira.
Kara.
Wakasawaba.
Wakasalaba.
Wakatabak.
Wakasabak.
Wakatazal.
Wakatazal.
Menai.
Menai.
Kau Nasa Wakamwa.
Kal Nasa Wakamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amawar.
Amawar.
Nayarashwa.
Nayarashwa.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah. Nawa.
Nayawa.
Alahayam.
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 Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagagula.
Kagagala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya Rakwa.
Lapanya Rakwa.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Thyra Ya'ira.
The Thyra Ira.
Wakala Haba.
Wakala Sabak.
Talahat.
Salahat.
Harayam.
Khan.
Khan.
Tharadapma.
Taradakma.
Bayasaraka.
Vayasaraka.
Wabasa.
Wabasa.
Wapafka.
Wapafka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Payaham.
Payaham.
Kwalawan.
Kwalawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabahawa.
Wayabahaba.
Ayat.
Ayai.
Wayakapara.
Wayakaparwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayadawa.
Waydawa.
Kaya Ayah.
Kaya Ayah.
Shamka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labaka.
Labadka.
Ayawan.
Ayawan.
Al-Kaharataza.
Al-Kaharataza. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O
Hold
Yahweh.
not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
our enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumble.
And they that hate thee
And they that hate thee
have lifted up their
have
head.
lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They take the crafty counsel
against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy
Against thy
hidden ones.
Hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come and let us cut them off
come and let us cut them off.
from being the nation,
being a nation,
that the name of Israel
the name of Israel,
may be no more in remembrance.
no more remembered.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee,
They are confederate against thee.
the tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Israelites,
and the Israelites
of Moab,
of Moab,
the Hagarenes,
the Hagarenes,
Gebal,
Gebal,
Ammon,
Ammon,
Amalek,
Amalek,
and the Philistines,
and the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with
Ashur
them.
also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of
They
Lot.
have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah,
Selah.
do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sierra,
as to Sarah,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
as to the brook of Kison,
Brook Kison,
which perish at Endor.
perish at Endor.
They become as dung for the
They
earth.
became a dog for the earth.
Make their nobles like a
Their
red,
nobles like a red,
and like Zeid.
and like Zeid.
Yea,
Yeah.
all the princes,
All the princes,
as Zabak,
as Sabath,
as Zalmunna,
as Yahanna,
who said,
who said,
let us take to
let
ourselves
us take to
the
ourselves
house of Yahweh in
the house of
possession.
Yahweh.
In the house of Howard, Salakia. Take to ourselves
Take to
the
ourselves
house of Yahweh
the house of Yahweh
in possession.
in possession.
Oh, my power.
Oh, my power.
Make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as they stumble before the
as
wind.
a stumble before the
As the
wind.
fire burneth the
The
wood,
fire burneth their wood.
as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
Flames set the mountains on
So
fire.
persecute them
Persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest.
and make them afraid
Make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with
Fill their
shame,
faces in shame,
that they may seek thy
that they
name.
may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh.
let them be
Let them
confounded
be confounded
and troubled
In trouble.
forever.
Forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to
Let them be
shame
put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
are the most high,
are the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Psalm is the turn. Shabbat means to be seated.
Make a new chair.
All right, Shalom Israel. So again, this is the Sabbath service. We're going to pick off where we left off from last week in the Hebrew and Leviticus chapter 14, starting at verse 48. In the Hebrew, Awam, Ba'ah, Yaba'ah, Hakahan, Wa'arah, Wahana, La'ah, Pasha, Hanaga'ai, Babayaf, Akaria, Hatak, Af, Habayaf, Watahar, Hakahan, Af, Habayaf, Kaya, Napar, Narapa, Hanagai, verse 49. Walakwak, Lakata, Af, Habayath, Shathya, Tazaparium, Wa'ai Tazah, Araz, Washanya, Bawala'if, Wa'azab, verse 50. Washaktak, Washakak, Af, Ha-Tazapar, Ha'akaf, Al, Kauya, Karash, Al, Mayum, Ha-Hayum, Kaya Yum. Verse 51. Walakwak, Ath, I Tazah, Ha-Araz, Wa'ath, Ha-Azab, Wa'ath, Shanya, Hatha Walai, Hatha Walai, Wa'ath, Ha-Tazapar, Ha-Hayah, Watabal, Atham, Batham, Badam, Ha-Tazapar, Hasha Kawata, Wabamayum, Haka Yayum, Wahazah, Al, Habayath, Shabai, Pa'aymayum, verse 52. Wakata, Af, Habayath, Badam, Pawar, Waba Mayum, Hakayayum, Waba Tazapar, Hakaya, Waba Aitazah, Ha-Araz, Wabazab, Waba Azab, Wabashamya, Wabashanya, Hatha Wale'if. Verse 53. Washalak, Ath, Ha-Tazapar, Ha-Hayah, Al, Makawatazah, La'ayar, Al, Panya, Hashadah, Wakapar, Al, Habayaf, Watahar, verse 54. Za'af, Hatha Wara, Lakau, Nagai, Hatazara'if, Wala Nathak. Verse 50, in verse 55, Wala Tazara'if, Habagad, and Wala Bayaf.
That's it?
Yes, that's
Okay.
all.
Your dog hit above the hand.
Read. Read in English.
Come on, come.
It's like sit down. All right, we can read in English. 14, whatever you call it, verse.
This is 14 and 43, sir.
48, was it 48?
Yes, Leviticus chapter 14, verse 48 to 55.
Come on, come. Want me to read it? This is Leviticus.
So I can go talk 48. Okay, last week class was about the curse of the leper. Now, we read about the curse of leprosy right now. So go ahead and read verse 48.
Come on, sir. This is Leviticus chapter 14, verse 48. Close. And if the priest shall come in and look upon it, and behold, the plague have not spread in the house, after the house has was plastered. Then
No, plaster.
Plaster.
Y'all ever see your house get plastered today? They put the mud on the bricks and stuff like that. This right here is when the house was plagued with leprosy, right? What they did was take the rocks down. You know what I mean? Take the bricks, whatever they had up, and they plastered back over again because with new bricks,
right?
Because the house had the curse of leprosy in it. So they plastered it back over again. And now the priest is inside the house, and they finna see if it's unclean or clean. Go ahead.
Then the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the plague is healed.
Now, the curse of leprosy, you can see the curse of leprosy in the walls. Some today, like if you see mold in the wall, you know what I mean? If you don't see it spread no more inside the house, you know what I mean? You can consider the house clean.
Okay.
All right, and it's healed. Go ahead.
And he shall take the cleanse, and he shall take to cleanse the house 2 birds and 2 cedar wood and scarlet and hyssop, and he shall kill the one of the birds in an earthen.
Okay, if you don't know what hyssop is, hyssop and cedar wood and scarlet, all these are trees and plants. All right, go ahead. And, hyssop also it help cleanse the house. Sometimes they use hyssop as a sponge or a paintbrush. They use hyssop when they use blood for to put the blood on the post or the doors during the like around the Passover time when the death angel came in Egypt. Yeah, they use that to put on the doors of everybody's house. They use that as a paintbrush to put the lamb blood on the doors in their houses.
It's like some type of disinfection.
You can say that. You can say that. But sometimes they use it for other things. They got many uses. Right. Know what I mean? All right, go ahead.
And he shall kill the one of the birds in the earthen vessel over running water. Verse 51. And he shall take the cedar wood and the hyssop and the scarlet and the living bird and dip them in the blood of the slain bird.
Now right here, they use the hyssop, the dip in the blood, or the dip in the up above where it says the scarlet and the cedar wood and the bird's blood. They dip the hyssop in these things to spread against the walls or do the sacrifice, whatever, to cleanse the house. Go ahead.
And in running water and sprinkle the house 7 times, and he shall cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, and with the running water, and with the living bird, and with the cedar wood, and with the hyssop. Verse 53, and with the scarlet. But he shall let go the living bird out of the city into the open fields, and make an atonement for the house, and it shall be clean.
All right, next verse.
This is the law of manna. This is the law for all manner of plague of leprosy.
And skull.
Can
anybody know what skull can mean? We know leprosy is when your skin, you got spots in your skin where it turn white. You know what I mean? So what skull can be? Skull also could be just another name for a skin disease. Where you scabbing or any other kind of skin disease you heard of today, that would be skull.
Right.
All right.
Except vitiligo, when they turn white, their skin, they start turning
any
white.
kind of skin disease. That you call that skull. If you want to, go to the dictionary and look up the word skull. And last week we had an understanding that if the plague of leprosy was put in the land by the Lord, you had leprosy because you sinned. Now, and the Lord gave you that curse, and that's why you had to give up a sin offering, or a trespass offering to the priest, because you had sinned. you had to give an offering to the priest so the priest could cleanse you from that curse.
Right.
Come on, sir.
All right?
Definition of skull, says disease or skin.
That's right. Skin disease.
Come on.
Go ahead.
And for the leprosy of a garment and of a house and for a rising.
That plague of leprosy was so strong, man. It could get in your skin, your house, or your clothes.
Right.
That's how bad leprosy was. Read on.
And for a scab and for a bright spot. To teach when it's unclean and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy.
All right. So that's how many verses that is? Huh?
7.
7? Okay, I'm gonna read the next in Hebrew, unless you want to read the next in Hebrew. Huh? Okay. All right. Okay, where we left off at?
15:1, sir.
We got 15:1?
Come on.
All right. Leviticus chapter 15, verse 1. Where the bar Yahweh al Messiah wa al Haran la Amar. Verse 2. The bar wa al Banya Yasha Allah wa Amar Rotham Alaham Ayash Kaya Yahweh Zab Mabashwa Zawabwa Tama'ah Hawa'ah. Verse 3. Was a af. Fahaya Ta Ma'afwa Ba Zawabwa Zar. It's like a Ra. It's like a Ra. Ba Shawa Af Zawabwa Awa Ha. It's like a Ha. Katayum Ba Shawa Ma Zawabwa Tama'afwa Hawa'a. Verse 4. Ka Ha Mas Kaba. It's like it. Ha Masakab. Ishar Yashakab. Al Yawa Hazab Yataba'a Wakal Ha Kawa Ishar Yashab Al Yawa Yataba'a Wa Ayash. My bad, it's like it. Verse 5. Wa Ayash Ashar Yagai Bamas Kabawa Yakub, it's like Yakubas Bagad Yawa Warak Tazah Bamayash, that's like Bamayam Watama'a Aid Ha Ira. Verse 6. Wa Hayashab Io Hakawa Aishar Yashab Al Yawa Hazab Yakubas Ba Gab Yawa Wa Taza, it's like a Wa Rock Taza Ba Mayam Wa Tama'a Ai Ha Ira. Last verse, verse 7. Wa Hanagai Babashar Hazab Yakubas Ba Gad Yawa Wa Rock Kataza Ba Mayam Wa Tama'a Ai Ha Ira. All right.
Good reading. Go ahead, clap it up. You want me to go behind that? I don't think so. Good reading, sir.
All right. You go ahead. Hey, Hadar Moss, come up here. Go ahead, take over, come up.
Come on, sir. Go ahead now. You sit down and start reading. Go on.
This is Leviticus chapter 15, verse 1. To teach when it is unclean and when it is clean. This is the law of leprosy. Verse 2. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
Who?
The children of Israel.
This is Moses speaking to the children of Israel. We were always clean. Like we said before, we was always a clean person. And these are the laws of the unclean laws that we're going to go ahead and get into. That tells us how clean we are. And matter of fact, this is where this empire gets this cleanness from. They get it from us. So, go continue reading.
And say unto them, when any man have running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue, he is unclean.
Anybody can think what an issue could be? This is a male. Read that again.
Come on, sir. When any man have a running issue out of his flesh, because of his issue, he is unclean.
So anybody can tell him what the issue can possibly be. The man's running issue. Anybody. We grown here. We all grown. Go ahead.
It could be like a boil or something like that, or
Any type of disease a man may have coming from that area, or some, like I said, some type of blooding coming out from whatever the case may have you or him. That can be considered an issue that a male's starting to be coming out of. So that would be considered an issue. So therefore, you'll be unclean. Continue reading.
and this shall be his uncleanness and his issue, whether his flesh run with his issue, or his flesh, or his flesh be stopped from his issue. It is his uncleanness.
So even if it stops, so he has an issue, as soon as it stops, he's still unclean. Continue.
Every bed whereon he lieth that have the issue is unclean, and everything whereon he sitteth shall be unclean.
Self-explanatory. Wherever he sits at, wherever he goes upon, he's going to be considered unclean. You might want to stay away from that. He'll be considered unclean. Like I said, Israel is a cleanly person. That's what happens. So keep reading.
And whosoever toucheth his bed shall wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the even.
Like we said, it's not like a deadly sin to where you're gonna die or something like that. It's just us making sure that we are cleansed and we don't pass those things on. So you be unclean to the evening. So all your clothing you have to wash, anything that is set upon has to wash. It needs to be clean until the evening, sunset, and he'll be clean. He'll be clean again.
Come on. And he that sitteth on anything whereon he sat that have the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even.
Shalaki, verse 2, you said what was the running issue, right?
We went through some other stuff. You can elaborate a little more, sir.
What you said was the running issue?
The issue could be anything going on in his in the area of a man's genital area. Could be some type of blooding that comes out of, or some type of a disease that we have today. Could be a venereal disease.
That's correct.
The case may be.
That's right. Go ahead.
Come. And he that's like it, he said that have the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. And he that toucheth the flesh of him that have the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean.
Okay, you see right here where it says that if you have a issue, man, even with the women, you know what I mean? It says you should take a bath if you have an issue, man. We always cleanse ourselves with water and stuff. We are very clean people. We're not like the Africans and the rest of the other nations that don't believe in taking a bath every day. We seriously believe in taking baths.
Right.
We taught other nations how to be clean. It's in our laws to wash yourself with water. You know what I mean? Anytime you deal with a sickness or a disease, we always wash ourselves with water. And even with everyday living, when you come home, you know what I mean? Black people, we are some clean people. We have to take baths.
Right.
I mean, we like to have that drip.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Not that.
So, all right. We're going to do the next 7 in Hebrew.
Starting at verse 8.
You want to do it?
It's like I need my phone. I left my phone.
You can do this right here. Verse 8.
Verse 8, Leviticus 15, verse 8. Wakal. Yakwa. Hazakah. Batazah. Waha. Wazataru. Slaki. Wakadatat. Kabadyara. Rarash. Yan. I'm sorry, Slaki. Aran. Bagam, Latamath, Al, Aharab, verse 9. Wakal, Hamaraka, Bahakab, Ashar, Yarabat, Asharala, Hawab, Watama, verse 10. Rakal, Haga'al, Kabal, Ashar, Yahweh, Kaha, Slakia, Tha, Katha, Yara, Watamat, Al, Kayarab, Rahabab, Washar, Atham, Wakabath, Wagad Yah, Warakath, Ron, Tamayan, Salakia, Kamayam, Watamath.
Salaki, what verse you at?
We're doing verse 11 right after this one.
Got you.
Al, Ha'al-Ra, Waharab, verse 11. Wakal, Ashar, Magai, Salakia, Yagai, Kawa, Hazab, Rayad, Yahan, La, Washapap, Bamayan, Wakabath, Bagad, Yawa, Waran, Bamath, Watama, Al, Aid, Wahara, verse 12. Wakalya, Arath, Arasha, Karash. It's like Karash, Ashar, Wadai, Yadai, Bawa, Hazab, Washabar, no, Salakia. Washabar, Wakal, Kalya, also like Kal, Ayan, Yawata, Washatha, Taza, Bamayam, 13. We got Wakaya, Yatahar, Hatab, Matha, Waban, that is.
I might have a different translation than what you're reading.
Yeah, it goes off a little bit on that one. Goes off.
It does.
Watha Tazapar, Awa, Shabath, Yamayan, Latahar, Tawa, Wakabath, Bagad, Bayara, no. Bagad, Yawa, Bagadiwa, here we go. Wara, Kath, Basharadwa, Banayam, Kayayam, Rathaham, Salakia, Watha, Hara, verse 14. We're reading to. 14 is the last verse.
14 be the last one.
Wabayaran, Hashama, Yaka, Salakia, Washama, Yanabya, Wapath, Lawa, Shataya, Tarayam, Awa, Shanaya, Banaya, Rayana, Wabak, Latazapanaya, Yahweh, Al, Pathak, Ahal, Mawa'id, Wanath, Wanathnam, White Wayathnam, Al Hakaharan, Al Haran. There we go.
All right, clap it up for the brother.
In a minute. Knock a little dust off. I'm all right. That's why you got to keep studying, man. You got to keep studying, get it in, and it'll come easy to you.
Absolutely. In the building. All
Oh,
right.
man.
Where we leave off?
That's right, in the building. I'm in the building.
Leviticus chapter 7. Verse, what are we?
14.
15 and 7? Is that where we at?
15 and 7. Kind of.
All right. All right. Brother, you read that rest for us?
Got on gun. This is Leviticus chapter 15, verse 7. And he that toucheth the flesh of him that have the issue shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. Verse 8. And if he that have the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even.
It's like, read that over again.
Gun on gun. And if he that's slack it, and he blah blah blah. Slack it. And if he that have the issue spit upon him that is clean, then he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water.
That's just how serious this is. Even the person with the issue spit on another person with that issue, they have to go and bathe and be unclean to the evening.
Right.
That's just how clean Israel was. We took it serious because when they got done being, once it was unclean, it was coming into the temple. And that's a possible spread of whatever disease they had into the temple amongst the brothers and the sisters. And now the whole temple is infected. That's how serious that we take this thing. And even the person that has an issue to spit on the brother gonna be unclean. That's some serious issue, eh?
Right.
You read about it,
Got on come. Verse 9. And what saddle soever he rideth upon that have the issue shall be unclean. Verse 10. And whosoever toucheth anything that was under him shall be unclean until the even. And he that beareth any of those things shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even.
Again, if he had a horse he's riding on, anything that he sits on, anything, just go ahead and wash it. They'll be unclean until that evening on sunset. Keep on.
Got on come. Verse 11. And whomsoever he toucheth that have the issue and have not rinsed his hands in water, he shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. Verse 12. And the vessel of earth that he toucheth, which hath the issue, shall be broken, and every vessel of wood shall be rinsed in water.
So that's anything that he cleans, anything that's like a vessel, a cup, or a plate, or anything like that he's drinking out of, needs to be broken or rinsed out and cleaned.
Right.
Can you read?
Hey, Salaki, if I could. Earlier, we read over it in verse 12, just how we read through the verses, how whatever he spits on, whatever he rides on, whatever he touches is going to be unclean.
Right.
Doesn't this kind of remind you of the Christian church? The Christian church wants to go around blessing everybody. Oh, you get a blessing. You get a blessing. You get a blessing.
They touching everybody.
They're touching everything and everybody.
That's heavy you brought that up, man, because the Christian pastors going
but they're not blessing anybody. They're making everybody else unclean.
They're making a mockery.
That's right.
They're making a mockery of
it. But here in our Bible, the Most High is telling us exactly how to do it and how to be clean and to keep everybody else clean as well.
That's right. You ain't got to think about it. You ain't got to guesstimate. It tells you black and white what to do. So it leaves out all the guesswork. Like you said, and I gotta give you, I gotta big you up on that Christian pastor, man, because, like I said, they touch everybody in that church, man. They don't know if a male or a female has an issue of anything, and they're touching, laying hands on you.
That's right.
And now the whole congregation is unclean, and they think that is giving up to the Lord. Nah, so they're giving up diseases to the Lord, man. That's what they're doing. It's lucky. Good point.
Cut on. Verse 13. And when he that hath an issue is cleansed of his issue, then he shall number to himself 7 days for his cleansing, and wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in running water, and shall be clean.
So when that brother is, because we're talking about a male, right? When that brother is finished with his issues and he's done, he still is unclean for a total of 7 days as well. That's what this scripture is saying. He still got to wait 7 days to be completely over his issue. That's like, that was it?
Verse 14, the last one. Verse 14. And on the 8th day he shall take he shall take to him 2 turtle doves and 2 young pigeons, and come before the Lord unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and give them unto the priest.
Anybody know what just happened right there? On the 8th day? Anybody? On the 8th day, he took 2 pigeons and came for the Lord. He gave a sacrifice for being unclean for those 8 days. He still came in and gave a sacrifice.
An offering.
An offering. I'm sorry, offering. Anybody else? All right. Okay. Go ahead and again.
All right. So we're going to continue in the Hebrew.
Okay.
All right. The book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 15, in the Hebrew. Why a shah, a thumb, hakahan, a kad, kata'ath, waha akad, aham. Al-ya, wakapar, al-yawa, hakahan, lapanya, Yahweh, mazawa, bawa, verse 16. Wa ayash, kaya, fa taza'a, mamanwa, mama one, mama wa, Shakabath, Zara'ai, Wara Kataza, Bamayam, Ath, Cow, Bashara, Watama, I, Hi Arab, verse 17. Wakal, Bagad, Wakal,
Look at that.
Ira,
Look at the word
Ashar,
correlation.
Yahaya, Al-Yawa, Shakabath, Zara'ai, Wakabas, Bamayam, Watama, I, Ha-Arab, verse 18. Wa-Ashar, Ashar, Yashakav, Ayash, Atha, Shakabath, Zara'ai, Raraka Tazawa, Bamayam, Wata Ma'awa, I, Ha-Arab, verse 19. Wa'asha, Kaya, Tha Haya, Zabah, Dam, Yahaya, Zabah, Bashara, Shaba'ai, Yamayam, Thahaya, Salakia, Bana Datha, Wakal, Hanagai, Baha, Yatama, I, Hi Arab, verse 20. Wakal, Ashar, Thashakab, Al-Yawa, Banatha, Yatama, Wakal, Ashar, the Shab, Al-Yawa, Yatama, verse 21. Wakal, Hanagai, Bama Shakab, Yakabas, Bagadayawa, Wara Kataza, Bamayam, Watama, I, Ha-Arab. And last verse, verse 22, Wakal, Hanagai, Bakal, Kauya, Ashar, the Shab, Al-Yawa, Yakabas, Bagaidua, Warakatazai, Bamayam, Watama, I, Ha'arab.
All right, give it up. Give it up, that's right. You brother read that Hebrew right. You brothers out there want to get it real, man. Look, you better learn how to read the Hebrew just as smooth as this brother just read it. He read it smooth, good reading. Now, if I'm not mistaken, he's the second in command in the Hebrew class on Thursdays. Is that right? There we go. So yeah, get niggas can learn this Hebrew. Start at 15.
Right.
You
said start at 15.
It was 15, right? Yeah, 15.
Okay, cut on one kind. This is Leviticus chapter 15, verse 15. And the priest shall offer them, the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the Lord for his issue. Verse 16. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water.
Anybody understand what we just said on that one? Want to give a breakdown? Any brother want to try to get a breakdown on that copulation go out of him?
Cut on one kind.
Go ahead.
It means that if you're having sexual intercourse, or if you release semen.
There we go. That's right.
At any time.
Go ahead, read that over again.
Cut on one kind. Verse 16. And if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash his clothes, wash all his flesh in water, and be unclean until the even.
So when you go and have intercourse, man, with your rib, you want to go ahead and wash yourself, man. Just jump in the shower, take a shower, because you consider unclean to the evening. Understand?
All right.
Go ahead.
Verse 17. And in every garment, in every skin whereon is the seed of copulation, shall be washed with water, and be unclean unto the even. Verse 18. The woman also with whom man shall lie with, the woman also with whom man shall lie with, seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water, and be unclean unto the even.
I don't know who don't do this. I mean, the woman, when the man and the women go in, we always take a shower. I'm not sure about other nations. We get up, we take a shower, we get clean. That's just what we do. I mean, that goes without saying, am I right? That goes without saying. But you'd be surprised of how many other people out there who don't do this. The simple little detail. You know what I'm saying? So, continue to read Baba Kishah.
Verse 19. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall put apart 7, she shall be put apart 7 days. And whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean unto the even.
It's like, if I may, you guys don't understand what we put into as priests to coming up here teach Israel. That we have our ribs, and we want to get we want to get down with them as well.
Right.
We have to make sure the days that we teach, days we come to the temple to teach you guys this word, we have to be clean. Right. So we have to, it's kind of hard to kind of figure out what we're going to do. So we have to make sure we call in, we're going to be preaching, we come out for camp. Because that brings on things to brothers. Right. And when a brother's unclean, you never know what situation you're going to put that brother in. The whole camp is going to be in. I mean, God can come against us because of that one unclean brother. This has happened before in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That dude, what's that brother that stole that the silver and buried it? He killed his whole family. And he lost a lot of brothers, and it was killed because of what he did. Right. So don't say that it's not a big thing. It doesn't matter. It is a huge thing to be clean when you come amongst the brothers and sisters when you're giving this truth. Understand?
Right.
All right, keep reading.
Verse 20. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean.
And this is talking about a sister who comes in. She's on her flower. She'll be separated, kind of put apart. Got to watch out. She'll be unclean till the evening, and she has to wash herself just like we. It's like the man who does the issues that he has. Same type of issues going on with the sister. Go ahead.
Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. Verse 21. And whosoever toucheth her, it's like a touch of her bed, shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean unto the even. Verse 22. Whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean unto the even.
So all that, the brothers going out trying to, with that mile high club, whatever the saying they had when they messing with a sister on the flower, man, you're going to be unclean.
Right.
It's called running red lights.
Oh, damn. They got all kinds of terms for it. Running red lights. Okay. Do what you do. Just clean yourself. That's all I say. Just clean yourself. All right, it's like it's gonna be. Where the Yadawa Lum go at? I want to get him up and read real quick. Is he available?
I think he was out there.
In the back.
Yeah.
Can you grab him real quick?
I'll
I
grab
want to see. I want him to get his reading in. Yeah. So again, this is all Israel being clean. These are rules we have for sisters with issues, brothers with issues. You know, and this is how we keep everybody safe. Everybody safe and clean for that. So we gonna turn it over. We're gonna get another young man in here to read. And this is important that we come here for these Sabbath services. It's important. People think to miss the Sabbath service. I want to reiterate: Sabbath service is not to be missed. It's only an hour that you give up to the Most High God on that Sabbath to come in, to see your history, to read your culture, to read the word in the Hebrew, to see these brothers come in who put their work in to read this Hebrew.
Right.
Young brothers such as myself, and the officers on here, we come in Thursdays, we get on their phone, and we learn this Hebrew so we can keep our culture going. You understand that sometimes it only takes you 2 generations to lose your culture?
Right.
You have somebody speaking Spanish one moment, if that child don't teach, that man don't teach that son Spanish or whatever that history is, it's lost just like that. And so what we do here, we keep coming in and we keep this tradition going, we keep it moving. That way we can continue our culture on to the next one. That's just how important this Sabbath service is. So we must make it a Sabbath service. Give the Lord his hour. You know, give him his time. Give him an hour. You know, if you come to the class in school, what's the address?
Salaki, it should be 3353 Glenwood Road.
Yeah, you come on down to the school, 3353 Glenwood Road. Here in Atlanta, we have a school for you. We open the schools up for them, brothers and sisters. If you were Black, Hispanic, Native American, come on in. This is the class we have for you. Learn your history, get your culture back, and learn how to read this Hebrew.
Yeah, right.
Where the brother at?
We're going to go ahead and
Okay, then shoot.
it's about done.
We're going to bring you up. We got like 10 minutes.
All right.
So I'm going to bring the Kashbaya. You want to?
All right.
All right, go ahead. Kashbaya, state your ready.
Pashkaya Yahanna Banya Shal.
The Pashkaya, Yahanna, Yahanna.
Yahbashim Yahshua Barakatham.
Yahbashim Yahshua Barakatham. So what, Hebrew? Shabia, be seated. Another strong warrior in the Hebrew. He's going to read the Hebrew, strong warrior in his Hebrew. 15, 22, starting 23.
Should be able to do, just give 2 verses.
Close it up.
Just give him 2 verses.
Okay. The book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 23 in Hebrew. What Al how about Sabath card? You what us what Al ha cows yeah Ashar how what us was Shar Both Al Wa but Naga Awa Bow Yasa but off but toss Aid I Rob. How Rob. Okay, there you go. Verse 24. Was Othium shall count Shakab was Shop was Yashakab of wash wash.
That's a small one. So that's the Yah.
Oh, so.
Remember, it's the Syrian.
Yasha.
Ayash. Good.
A doth. What doth ya by door doth. Al wa. Al yawa. Washa.
The top.
Oh, wata. Watama Al. Shabar I the.
So we have that. So Shabbat, I, Tha. So there will be what?
Shabayata.
Shabbat. Good.
Wa. It's like it. Ya Maryam.
Good.
Wakal.
Yes.
Hamath. Shakal. Shakab. Ashar.
Good.
Washar.
No,
Ya.
Ya.
Yashar.
Yasha.
Kab.
Good.
Al. Wa.
Al Yuwa.
Al Yawa. Okay. Washa Mat. Pa.
Clap it up. Clap it up.
All right. Go ahead and read those 2 verses in the English.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 15, verse 24 in English. If any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean.
So if you want to do that, run red lights or whatever the brother said they do, you're unclean for 7 days. All right, you can wash and be unclean. Don't come to the temple for 7 days. You want to be nasty. Good. So lucky.
Verse 25, and if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or it be run beyond the time of her separation, all of the days of issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation.
That's right. And for the sisters out there, man, that's just a natural thing. That's the body renewing itself, it's cleansing itself. So it'll be unclean until whenever it's done. Once it's done, that's when they'll be clean. So they'll be unclean until the time. So if it goes beyond the 7 days, 8, 9 days, some sisters do that. Just whenever that's done, that's when they'll be clean.
Right.
All right. That's gonna be it. Praise.
Very good. Clap it up.
Clap it up.
About to go ahead and do these prayers.
Oh.
Say it with me. Imagine. Say it, imagine. All right, imagine. Stand. All right. Yahanna is to face east. We're just going to do the Lord's Prayer.
Is that what it is?
Finish this off.
Okay.
All right. All right. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayya. Shemka. Yahweh.
Alahwaka.
Taba'ah.
Ratazayaka.
Hayya.
Asha.
Baharataza.
Kawa.
Hayya.
Bahashemayim. Nathan.
Lanawa. Yakam. Cow. Yawam.
Wasalakanawa. Kabawatinawa. Kasalakinawa. Kabawatinawa. Wala'ah. Tabayanawa. Banasai one. Above. Hawashinawa. Mayan. Rod. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wala'ah. Wahabata Torah. La'amnium. Aman.
These Lord prayers in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh,
Thy
kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
Forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
All right. Sorry means to turn. Okay, sisters, you're shopping. Please be seated. All right. First, we're going to give a courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Shabbat, Amijah, Barak.
Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barak Thumb.
All right. Sorry, we're going to turn to the sisters. Give a courtesy salute.
hands down.
Yahanna, hands down. Sorry, in the turn. Okay. Amijah, sisters. Okay, now we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. All right, sisters, you're going to be turned to us at a 45-degree angle. Yep. All right. All right. Excellent. Heads down, shame face.
Both heels touching each other.
Heels touching each other. Arms together. Heads down, shame face. And when we say Barak, that's when you put your right hand over your chest. All right? Men of Israel, Amijah Shabbat, Amijah, Barak.
Yahweh Shabbat El Thumb by Shem Yahshua.
Awesome. All right.
His hands down.
Tony said.
Oh, Salaki. Earlier, what we said for the brothers, may the Most High bless you in the name of Christ. And what we just said to the sisters, may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yahanna, hands down, class dismissed.
All right. Make sure the computer's on. Make sure it's on.